The West is at war with Russia. While NATO boots may not be on the ground in Ukraine, NATO bombs certainly are. Weapons, supplies, and money are flowing there to combat and kill Russian invaders. Sanctions and economic warfare are decimating the Russian economy, and they're undermining Putin's regime. Military pundits may describe this as only indirect fighting, but that isn't how Vladimir Putin sees it.
Высшие должностные лица ведущих стран НАТО
Top officials of leading NATO countries are making aggressive statements about our country.
нашей страны.
Therefore, I'm ordering the Minister of Defence and the Chief of the General Staff to put the strategic nuclear forces on special alert.
Not since World War II has Europe witnessed a conflict on this scale, with the potential for a clash of nuclear superpowers. Images of mass graves, grieving mothers, and a bombed-out hospital fill the airwaves and the internet. As of this taping, more than 3 million Ukrainians have fled to neighboring countries like Poland. That number could climb as high as 10 million in the coming weeks. Putin may be waging a 20th century style war, or more like a 19th century imperial conquest, but this is 2022, not 1942, and social media, for all its faults, has also greatly humanized the conflict. Ukraine is, of course, massively outmanned and outgunned by Russia, but its president, Vladimir Zelensky, a former comedian and Dancing with the Stars contestant, he's winning the global PR war, and he's rallying the world mostly behind him. And even within Russia, where nearly all dissent has been banned, some cracks are beginning to show. Take this remarkable video from last week of an employee at one of Russia's top propaganda stations holding up a sign on live television that read, "No war, stop the war, don't believe the propaganda, they're lying to you." And thousands of other people within Russia have taken to the streets to protest the war, despite risks of beatings and long jail sentences. Moscow-based sociologist Greg Yudin, who was himself beaten and arrested at a recent protest, explains why.
Many people are willing to pay any price at this point, first of all, because they understand what kind of atrocities happening now in Ukraine, and their country is associated with that. And then, of course, because their own country is destroyed by this.
And the question is, how and when could this battle spread beyond Ukraine's borders? The conflict is already creating supply chain and economic disruptions globally, from the impact on grain exports needed to nourish already food insecure populations, to halts on Russian gas and oil trade, causing pain at the pump. The ripple effects are being felt around the world. But perhaps nowhere as acutely as the region itself, Poland, the Baltics, Moldova, keeping arms open to Ukrainian refugees and eyes open in anticipation of Putin's next moves.